Welcome Whiskey Aficionados, how's it going? Now just before we get going, this is a little shutter remote control that now when you're shooting off an iPhone or something, you just press the button, remote control, start, stop video. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. It was about 10 bucks on, I think it was eBay or Amazon, something like that. Anyway, welcome. Before we get going, make sure you subscribe. We're going to have a look at Laphroaig quarter cask today. Got my, makes me look very sexy, beanie on. So Laphroaig, one of the old staples. I'm sure you've tried Laphroaig, or a lot of you may have tried Laphroaig. This particular version, no age statement, but the distillery itself was established in 1815. It's in all the bottles by Donald and Alexander Johnston, spelt the same way as me, Scottish heritage, although I'm from Ireland, but it does shoot over the ditch to Scotland. And the name Laphroaig means actually broad hollow in the bay. That's the area of Islay that they selected to build the distillery. It's a no age statement, as I said, bottled at 48%. Which is really good. I like 46 and above. Color, you know, I say color, I don't know why we bother looking at color, because until the distilleries tell you on the label whether or not there's E150 coloring involved in the manufacture or the distilling of the whiskey, what's the point in looking at the color? It's a sort of a psychological thing when you sit down and you've got 5 or 6 whiskeys sitting in front of you, and there's a nice, deep, rich, coloured one, and you think, my God, that's going to be sensational. Could be just full of 150, right? So here we go. By the way, this was matured in the American oak bourbon barrels, and then moved to 50-litre casks, the quarter cask. That's where the reference comes from, just to finish it off. Oh, on the nose you get that peat, iodine. You get a wee bit of the oakiness coming through. Always, Islay whiskies always smell, I know it's hard to say that something smells warm, but there's a warmth that comes through in the nose. It's very nice. Okay, well, let's try it. It's fairly sweet. You get a sweetness coming through. You get the vanilla, a bit of spice in the tongue. Citrus, a little bit of salt, a little bit of oak. This is quite a nice dram, you know. It's not overly expensive, but this is a nice dram if you're into Islays. Very good. The finish is the spiciness from my tongue that's moved around the back, just down here. It's not a heavy spice. It's nice and light. The sweetness is still there, mixed with the peat and the smoke and the salt and the iodine, the typical sort of you know, Islay hit that you get. It's very mild and pleasant. It doesn't really come across as a 48% dram, but it is. And the finish is it's sort of smooth, long, smooth, sweet on the finish. Now, I'm going to give this an 86, but it's very difficult for me to look at something like that, because I'm a big sherry bomb fan. I love sherry bomb whiskies, so I'm not a massive fan of Islas, although I do enjoy them. So is my scoring very impartial to what I enjoy? Of course it is, all right? So you need to keep that in mind. And really, I do this for fun, so it doesn't matter. Big shout out today to Lloyd Thomas. Lloyd, it's your birthday, either today or yesterday. I'll see you later on this evening because we've got a smug tasting, which is single malt users group. And I always enjoy that, third Tuesday of every month. So we'll see you there, mate. And the next review, we're going to look at a New Zealand Dram Williams, what is it? Sent in to me from Brad Garrett. So that's going to be we're going to do a slightly smoky and a single malt, and we're going to go side by side and see how they go together. So that's going to be in review number 70. Until then, sláinte.